Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today, after the day job, I'm going to be hitting the road to check out the new Tom Hanks film, A Man Called Otto. So what is the story? What is the plot of A Man Called Otto? Well, simple enough, it's a story about a man called Otto. No, in all seriousness, the best I can guess from the trailer, Tom Hanks plays the character Otto, and his wife has passed away, it seems like in the recent past. Like it hasn't been too awful long, matter of months, maybe a couple of years, because it seems like Tom Hanks' character is trying to figure out how to live life after she's gone. During his time of grieving and all, a young couple with a couple of kids move in next door. And the film looks like it turns into one of those comedy, dramedies, if you will, kind of films, just about a man learning how to live his life after some, a very tragic experience. And then these people also coming into his life and teaching him that things are worth living and you can move on and so on and so forth. That's just what I got from the trailer. It's definitely one of those films that looks like, and I could be wrong, but from the trailer, it looks like it's going to be one of those heartwarming, lovey-dovey, kind of fill you with joy kind of movies. And to be perfectly honest, I don't mind that. I like a good old tear-jerker, chuckle fest, every now and then. It doesn't bother me. So, okay, enough of this. I got to get to work. They're calling me. They're telling me to get off of the camera and get in here. So it's time for me to hit the road, go to the day job, and then I'm off to see A Man Called Otto. Welcome back, just getting home from checking out A Man Called Otto. And you know what, guys? This is a solid little movie. I really enjoyed this movie from beginning to end, but it's not a perfect film and it definitely has a couple of flaws, and we're going to get to those. So what we're going to do is we're going to start things off with the negatives and we're going to end things on a high note with all of the positives that I have about this movie. So let's get this going, okay? The first negative I'm going to talk about are these flashback sequences that happen throughout the film. Now, mind you, some of these are very important and they have to happen because it gives you more and deeper understanding of the character Otto. Other than that, though, some of them kind of bog things down. You're wanting to see the story progress that you're there to see, and then all of a sudden you get shot back into a flashback. It's a little sometimes jarring, but at the same time, it's not god-awful and terrible, and it doesn't ruin the experience. Another thing about this film that's just a little on the annoying side, yes, this is a typical grumpy old man learns how to love and live again storyline. Just like I was saying, and the trailer does definitely show that. The difference in this movie, however, is within the pretty much right after the opening credits, and it takes a bit darker of a turn. There is a bit of a darker subplot in this film that you are not expecting at all. It's not a bad thing. It's not at all. So it makes the film kind of stand out from your typical tropey, grumpy old man story. However, it still has a lot of tropes in this film, but it's done in a good way. It's not terrible. It doesn't ruin the film in any way, shape, or form. And other than that, I don't really have anything negative that I can think of in this film. So let's move on to the positives, shall we? The first thing we're going to talk about is the acting, especially Tom Hanks. I really like Tom Hanks in this part. I really did. I thought that his character Otto was a really good, solid character, and he did a really good job playing the role. It didn't really seem like your typical nice guy Tom Hanks, but the character Otto is very deep and different. He's not your typical nice guy goofball. He's more layered than that. He's one of those, onions. He's an ogre. That's what he is. Another thing, all the characters in this movie are outstanding. I liked every one of the characters in this movie. There was nobody that didn't feel flushed out. You got a little bit of every character in this movie, at least enough. There was like one guy that I was always like, what is this dude's deal? But other than that, everyone in this film was pretty flushed out, and you really cared about every single one of them. And as I said, this movie is a definite emotional roller coaster ride. It'll have you laughing, it'll have you crying, it'll have you laughing again, crying, laughing. You're just kind of going up and down throughout this entire film. And I could hear it around me too. In the appropriate areas, you'd hear the sniffles, and definitely the tears were falling. So the movie was definitely doing its emotional job. So yeah, this film is good. It's very solid. Like I said, just a few minor problems. Other than that, this is a good one and it deserves your attention. Now, it's in theaters right now here in Kansas City. However, I don't think it's getting an entire national release until January 13th. So keep your eyes open for it. This is one that I would say if you just want to go see a nice little touching tale and you don't want to be bogged down with the massive CGI fest like Marvel and Avatar and all that stuff, you just want to see a good, heartwarming little story in theaters, this is the movie for you. I do definitely think that this is an in-theaters movie, but if you only get a chance to see it on streaming, just check it out. If you basically just check this movie out. Alright guys, well that's all I got for you today. If you liked what you saw here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's another thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.